Tonight, a man is behind bars for the murder of a Racine mother of 6. Terry Jackson is accused of killing Brittany Booker back in April. Her youngest daughter is just 2 years old. Brittany's father now raising her children. Bruce Harrison spoke to him about what he's feeling now that an arrest has been made.
Leonard Larry was one of the first to know.
A long time waiting, coming rather, and to wake up to a text, got him. It's the best feeling in the world.
But for Larry, this isn't closure, it's just the next step.
Any court date, any kind of parole, anything that got to do with him, I'm gonna be there. You is not walking on nothing.
According to Racine police, U.S. Marshals arrested Terry Jackson at a home in Chicago after a brief standoff. He's accused of attacking 2 women, including Booker, in February in Racine. Police couldn't find him, and later, in April, he allegedly killed Booker.
Larry tells us that Racine investigator Don Nuttall did an outstanding job getting his man. Larry only wishes that Nuttall had been on the case from that first attack.
If he had been at the beginning,
Take a shot.
we probably wouldn't be here. If he had took the case from the beginning. But we got him, Brett. We got him.
Larry has cleared the last things out of his daughter's home. Booker's 6 kids, who used to run around here, are now living with their grandmother.
I'm upset about a lot of things, but worse, but it's over. They got him. So let's see what system we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's hope they don't film me on that part.
Larry's next move is something he's good at, something Brittany loved. He plans to throw monthly barbecues at a local park for the community to honor Brittany's memory. Reporting in Racine, Bruce Harrison, TMJ4 News.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is Talking Crime and my name is Shanera. Today we have a domestic violence case to chime in on. But before we get started, over here we talk about domestic violence and also missing cases. But more on like the domestic violence situation because we need to bring more awareness to this situation. It's going on more often than we think, and some of us think that now, this day and time, that is going on more, but not really. But this day and time, younger people are being more affected by this situation. So today's case is a case about a young lady that was none other than a loyal friend that wanted to see the best in everybody, her friends, family, and most importantly, her children. Now, she would lose her life by the hands of someone that she wasn't dating, but a friend was. And because she was this genuine person, she lost her life in the process. This is the story about Brittany Booker. Now, Brittany lived in Racine, Wisconsin. Brittany was also aged 30 years old, and she was a loving, caring, and strong, devoted mother of 6 children. Brittany's goal was to prove to her kids that love conquers everything. Brittany will work long hours and still come home cooking and cleaning, making sure her kids had everything that they need. Brittany's 6 kids adored Brittany, but unfortunately, they will grow up without their mother. Now, Brittany had a friend that she knew was going through physical and mental abuse. Her friend would be dating a guy named Terry Jackson, age 42 years old. Now, Terry was mentally and physically abusing Brittany's friend. Unfortunately, Brittany's friend really loved Terry, and he would basically talk her back into the relationship every time she would leave. Despite everything, the friend thought that Terry would change. And eventually, on February 21st, Terry had a court date, and the friend drove to pick up Terry to take him to his court date. In the car, Terry became aggressive and abusive, choking Brittany's friend by the neck and also trying to poke his fingers through Brittany's friend's eyes. Eventually, he would pull out a box cutter and threaten Brittany's friend, telling her if she called the police or told on him, he would cut her from ear to ear. And she was scared, but instead of her ignoring him, she went to the hospital. Brittany's friend had been recorded by nurses of the story that happened in the car, and the nurses called the police, causing Brittany's friend to report the situation. Now, despite the situation, she would not press charges at all. Instead, she came up with an agreement with Terry if he moved back to Chicago, Illinois, she would not press charges on him. For some reason, the friend believed that Terry was gone. And days later, she would talk Brittany into going over to the house her and Terry shared to pick up her things. Brittany agreed because, of course, she was a dedicated friend. Brittany also took her 2-year-old daughter, and her friend went over to Terry's apartment. Now, the reason why I'm not stating who the friend name was, because they kept the friend name secret in the media and everything. So this is the reason why her name is not being mentioned. Now, eventually, the friend called Terry because she was missing items and she couldn't find them. So she wound up calling Terry on the phone, asking him where those items was. Once she hung up, Brittany felt kind of weird about the situation. So she wound up talking her friend into leaving the house. She just felt like it wasn't safe and Terry was not far away from the house. Like, you just couldn't convince Brittany. So eventually she convinced her friend to leave. Unfortunately, Terry walks in right when they are about to leave with a hammer, attacking Brittany's friend immediately. Brittany tries to call police and also protect her 2-year-old daughter at the same time. Terry sees this and attacks Brittany also. Brittany escaped and the friend, and they go to the next door neighbor's house, but the next door neighbor wasn't home. And Terry was approaching the house also. So they both ran away and wound up getting to a bar where Brittany would pass out. Brittany wakes up in the hospital and report the incident to police. Brittany was later released from the hospital. Brittany and her friend leaving with stitches in the head. Brittany was now at this point afraid for not only her, but her 6 children. She would constantly look behind her, open the door and look around before leaving the house. Brittany was just shaken up by this event, and Brittany was determined to stay safe. On April 24th, Brittany's house will be broken into by Terry. Now, Terry broken into Brittany's house and attacked her. Then later, forcing her to leave her house. Now, it was caught on the ring camera around 5 something that Terry was behind Brittany, making her leave the house. Brittany would look back like she was hesitant, but she would turn around, continuing to leave, walking towards her car with Terry behind. They would get in the car, and Brittany was not seen again. Her son would wake up and realize that something was wrong. He did not see his mother and he saw blood. So he immediately calls police because his mother still wasn't back. Something just wasn't right, and her 13-year-old son knew it. Brittany's son would eventually call the police. The police arrive, witnessing that blood was in the dining room and also Brittany's bedroom on a towel, and unfortunately on her daughter's nightgown. Now, police and stuff start pinging Brittany's phone, realizing that it showed Brittany had been riding around for several hours, and then they realized that Brittany's phone had stopped pinging her riding around. They realized that the phone was in a certain spot, and police will go on the scene, finding Brittany deceased in her car. She had suffered trauma and also a shot to her head.
We are digging deeper into the homicide of a Racine mother of 6 killed over the weekend. The alleged shooter, Terry Jackson, is still on the run. Fox 6's Gabrielle Mays joins us live from Racine to explain details of this case. And Gabby, law enforcement have been looking for Jackson since Sunday.
Yeah, Mary, they have. And I'm going to be honest with you, this case can be a little bit confusing because it involves a lot of people. Some of these people are related. Some of these people are just friends.
Prosecutors say Brittany Booker is one of the 2 women Terry Jackson beat with a hammer multiple times in the head on February 27th. Police say that encounter almost killed Booker. Nearly 2 months after the alleged hammer attack, police found Booker dead inside her car Sunday with multiple injuries and a gunshot wound to her head.
State of Wisconsin versus Alicia K. Sykes.
These 3 women, Alicia Sykes, Carmelita Walker, and Diamond Hood, are accused of helping and letting Jackson, a felon, stay at their homes.
She assisted in driving a person wanted by the police for a violent offense all the way to Texas.
Investigators say Sykes told them Jackson is her cousin, and he called her and asked her for a ride to Texas shortly after the February incident. Police say in early March, Sykes and Walker hopped in the car, traveled from Racine to Chicago, picked up Jackson, then dropped him off in Texas. Sykes told police Jackson returned to Racine shortly after being dropped off in Texas. Officers say Sykes, Walker, and Hood let Jackson stay in their homes. Court documents say Hood and Jackson had a relationship, and Hood admitted to law enforcement she knew Jackson assaulted Booker with a hammer. Hood also told officials she let Jackson use her SUV and stay at her home. Court documents say Jackson used Hood's SUV in the alleged hammer attack and murder of Booker.
Now, again, Jackson is still on the run, and police say if you know where he is, if you know anything about where he might be, you're asked to call police. Reporting live in Racine, Gabrielle Mays, Fox 6 News.
All right, Gabrielle, thank you.
It was obvious that Brittany was in her car for hours. Now, police thought that maybe Terry was forcing Brittany to ride around and find her friend, which led to later on him shooting Brittany in the head. Police immediately start searching for Terry. And in different states, 5 different states, they would search for him and there was no Terry. Eventually, they caught up with Terry, and the U.S. Marshals would be on a standoff with Terry. Eventually, Terry would surrender. Now, this is the thing, you guys. It was said that 3 women were brought into custody for helping Terry get away after killing Brittany. 3 women, y'all. 3 women. So after they caught Terry in Chicago, Illinois, they brought him back in May, and he stood in front of a judge, and the judge gave him a $10 million bond. Fortunately, Brittany was a dedicated friend. She had the heart of gold and passion to love and protect the people around her. Unfortunately, this situation caused Brittany to lose her life. And not only did Brittany lose her life, Brittany lost the opportunity to love and protect her 6 children. Her last moments was giving up her life to make sure nothing happened to her babies. Unfortunately, these beautiful kids had to grow up without their mother. A father is heartbroken. Family and friends are devastated. And Brittany is no longer here with us. Her family and friends had came together to do a candlelight visual in prayer, and her father said that he will continue to do cookouts in love and memory of Brittany. This story is like many. It's family and friends that want to love and protect their family member from being hurt, abused, etc. In this situation, it was unfortunate. Brittany was one of those friends. And unfortunately, the person that harmed and abused her friend attacked and killed Brittany, all for wanting the best for her friend. So, like all the cases on this channel, We will continue to pray for Brittany's family and friends, and most importantly, her children in these difficult, hard times that will be brung up or continue to repeat over and over again in their heads. Brittany Booker is a very rare friend. And when I say that, it's because not many of friends would try to protect their friend or even assist their friends. Some friends think situations like this a joke, and a lot of other friends don't even involve or try to talk their friend out of situations like this. Brittany went above and beyond her duties, and unfortunately, it cost Brittany her life. She was a dedicated person. In this story, it showed that she just wanted the best for her friend. And unfortunately, Terry hated that and took Brittany's life. You guys, let this be a lesson. Try not to step into these crossfires. Always give your friend encouragement and advice, and also help her seek help. Also, try not to go over to a person's residence. Call police first. It's okay to go with your friend, but make sure authorities are with you. Just continue to pray for Brittany's children, family, and friends, you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Subscribe and join the Talk and Crime family. Peace.